So, as we're working with this perception of ourselves at this moment in time and in the future and in the past, we'll just start with a couple of minutes of tuning in to what's present right now. Notice your body, your breath, your mind, the general feel of your experience right now. Someone emailed yesterday after the practice and said she was really grateful that her mind is not as chaotic and full of kind of crazy thoughts as it used to be. And I know that's certainly something that I feel too. My mind is so much healthier than it used to be. And when thoughts come in that are not helpful or that are catastrophic or shaming or something like that, I'm so much better able to see them because they're not commonplace anymore and to have the tools to work with them and have the long term practice of being able to do that. It really changes the environment. So notice your body, notice your experience. And as you scan your body, notice the forehead and eyebrows. We often hold tension in the forehead and eyebrows. Relax your eyes, either close them or let your gaze be soft. Between 30 and 40% of the brain's activity relates to sight. So when we have our external vision offline, we can really rest the brain in a deeper way. Relax all the muscles around your eyelids, the corners of your eyes, the deep muscles of your eyes. And notice your mouth and jaw, the corners of your lips, your tongue. Let your tongue rest on the bottom of your mouth. Let your vocal cords be at rest. Notice the hearing, the sounds that are coming into your ears right now. And you can trust your brain that if there's an odd sound or something unusual that you'll notice. So other than that, you could let everything move to the background. And notice your neck and shoulders, the front of the throat, the sides of the neck, down into your shoulders, into your arms and hands. It's okay to let our arms and hands be at rest while we're doing the practice. Notice the back of your neck and then the shoulders at the back, your upper back, all of those large muscles around the shoulder blades and behind the heart center, down into the lower ribs. Come around the sides of the rib cage, the front. So from the forehead down through your face, the collarbones, your chest. Allow all of that to soften and then soften the belly as well. As you're breathing out, let everything soften. And notice your breath at the belly for a moment. There's that expansion as we breathe in, and that settling or softening as we breathe out. And notice your legs as well, those large muscles in the legs, all the way down to the feet. We're not moving about in the world right now, so we could let our legs relax. And then the whole entire body. Notice your body from head to toes. So, the topic for today in our time experiment is to look at your sturdiness, your resilience, your strength. So, let's start with paying attention to those words. I am strong and sturdy. I'm resilient. I'm able to flow with life's challenges. Let yourself focus on that for a few minutes. Notice what words come up right now in this present moment. What comes up as you consider those words? I'm strong and stable. You might notice that part of your mind is arguing with you. That's common. It's okay. But right now, we're not entertaining those thoughts. We're not entertaining the evidence to the contrary. Quite often, we have this perfection thing going on where when we say I'm strong and sturdy, the mind will bring forward that one thing that we're not quite steady around. So, right now, we're just focusing in on the positive aspects of our strength and resilience. What does that feel like in your body? I'm strong and resilient. I can handle life. I might not like what comes, but I'm okay to be present. And that's a big, complicated, very nuanced sentence. Let's sit with that. Notice the energy in your body. Some things are really hard. I struggle sometimes, and I can handle this. I can stay. Notice your breath. Let your breath be smooth and deep. Let your breath relax your body. And then let your mind go back to a time when this was not as true as it is today. And in no way does it have to be perfect today. Just let your mind go back to some examples that might have already come up of when you were more fragile or vulnerable. Might have been when you were a child or earlier in your adult life. I wasn't always as strong and resilient as I am today. And don't forget about tapping if there's thoughts that are kind of triggering. Just take two fingers and tap on your forehead. Take your attention into the sound of the tapping, the sensation on your forehead. Take a few deep breaths and then come back. Notice your relationship with yourself at that time. Is there kindness here for yourself that you were experiencing that you were struggling? This was during a time in the past when we weren't as strong or steady as we are now. So we're really looking at what is the difference? Something that used to just take me out doesn't anymore. I might still have difficulty with it, but I remember to relax my shoulders. I remember to breathe. I don't shame myself. the way I used to. So let yourself be kindly towards that younger self who struggled so much. Really feel that in your body. It's true that we might have been alone at the time when these challenging things happened, and we're not alone anymore. We have our adult self we can hold steady and connect with that part of ourselves that felt so shaky at the time. And feel that in your body. Relax your shoulders, your stomach. Let your breath be smooth. And then bring yourself back to this moment and consider some of those words again. I'm steady. I'm resilient. I'm strong. When something shakes me up, I know what to do. I'm more able to be present and stay with myself, give myself what I need. My mind is stronger. I have more capacity to work with catastrophic or what if scenarios, to notice compulsive thinking, to use my breath and my relaxation in my body to calm my mind. Notice all of that. And then bring your attention to some period in the future, a few years from now, maybe 10 years from now in 2029, you're looking back. And when you look back, you're looking back from a much more stable and strong and resilient place than you're in even now. So, as much as things have improved since you were a child and earlier in your adult life and through inquiry and practices, imagine what you're going to be feeling like and experiencing in a few years from now as you continue to do these healing practices and your mind continues to stabilize and settle. Your body is more resilient. Visualize your face. What are you going to look like in this future body? And imagine that you're there right now, you in this moment and this future self. Notice the look on your face, the kindness in your eyes, your body that's relaxed from head to toes, your breath that's smooth and continuous. You have a well regulated nervous system. You're no longer anxious or afraid. The inner critic is a thing of the past. It's been many years since you've had that kind of incessant shaming inside. Your mind is clear and stable and strong. Your body is relaxed and steady. Really feel into that. And from this self in the future, look back to who you are and what's happening right now in January 2020. And what would your older self say to reassure you now, or to give you some advice, or what would they say? Really vividly imagine what it's like to be in a body that's very relaxed and responsive, a mind that's stable and steady. And this future self knows what it's like to be you right now and what you're still struggling with, what knocks you off center. As much as it's improved, it's going to be even better. They might express their appreciation for sticking with this, for doing this work, for healing your whole nervous system, for taking the steps that set the stage for this enjoyment of being in a body and a mind that's stable and strong and resilient and steady. In the you in this moment, what's it like to look into their eyes and to know that this is how it's going to be? As much as we can see how much strength and resilience we have now compared to in the years past, we know this is working. We know that we can heal. We can experience a body that's free of terror and anxiety, that we can experience a body that's strong and easy to live in, even if we have pain or something, some kind of illness, that we have a general sense of wellness. Our mind is stable and steady. We're at home in our body. Let everything else be in the background. Really focus in on that for a moment. We're here, we're present with ourselves in a way that we didn't used to be. We're able to cope and stay steady. And reflect back on the past, what it was like for you in the past, and the struggles that we have with a dysregulated nervous system and compulsive thoughts in the mind, the compassion we might feel for ourselves at that time. It can be really difficult. And then ourselves as we are now, much more steady, much more resilient. And what that's going to be like in several years from now, when we're living in a steady, strong, resilient body mind. Take some breaths, notice your body, and to feel into that steadiness and our strength. Let that be here too. Know that you can come back to this anytime. Sometimes we have these beliefs about our inability to cope that might even be true based on our past experiences. And it's very helpful to be present with what's going on now. Is that actually true anymore? Or is it as true?